Hello there, world tankers. Welcome back to my videos. I am wot Blitz, and today I'm making a video on the Leopard 1. Now, this was probably one of the toughest tier 10s I had to learn how to play, so I'm going to get into that in just a moment. But real quick, I just want to say thank you guys for waiting so long for me to post another video, and it took me a while. Sorry about that. It took me over a week to be able to post another video just because I was so busy. I didn't have a Wi-Fi, so I was running off of my LTE. And my data plan only has 1 gigabyte, so I didn't want to blow through it immediately. I wanted to save it at least to talk and text. So we're good. I'm finally back from the vacation. I'm able to post videos again once a day pretty much. If I'm not, I will at least let you guys know ahead of time. But without further ado, let's get stuck into this Leopard game. You can see here I'm pushing the Leopard medium. However, I normally don't run this vehicle like a normal medium because it really isn't a normal medium. And what I mean by that is if you think about the mediums at tier 10, what do we have? We got the FV4202, we got the E50M, we got the Russians, we got the 62A and the 140, the T22A, not T22A, just the T22. Sorry, I'm getting all confused. I haven't played for a while. But you've got all these mediums, and most of them have very strong turrets, or at least decently armored turrets. The Pattons have very thick turrets. You know, even the STB-1 got a turret buff. The Chinese mediums have good turrets. It's just this one German medium that has an awful turret. And it really is really bad. This tier 10 medium, it's really only sitting about 180 millimeters thick unless you're shooting at the gun mantlet. And if you're running any 150 millimeter cannon, it will overmatch that gun mantlet and go right through it. However, you can see we got some very lucky auto ricochets on my armor. They must have just hit it as I backed around that corner, making it an impenetrable angle. However, you can see we're also not bouncing too many shells. And you don't have a lot of hit points really in this vehicle, judging that you can have a 183. Pretty much any tier 10 can shoot HE at your sides and take, you know, an extra 20% of their damage off on your vehicle. However, I'm using my tank's amazing accuracy to the advantage here. You can see, boom, 2 shells into this E100, back behind the corner, because one nice thing about this vehicle is it has amazing power to weight ratio and speed because it's so light. So what I was saying before, though, what I don't push it like a medium, the reason I don't do that is because it's really not a medium. It's got the most accurate gun in the game. Even though the 62A is pretty close to it, I still think this gun is better. It's got a higher alpha, and it's, of course, German. And this tank has the ability to see here, you can just aim, fire, boom, goes directly where you aim it, not even get detected because this tank has a very nice camouflage rating. Now the issue is when I was talking about the mediums before, they all have strong turrets, they usually have good penetration, and they've got quick firing guns. Now this tank doesn't have a bad damage per minute at 3,000-ish, but the issue with it is that, you know, a 62A, every time you peek out and try to shoot him, you're aiming at his very impenetrable turret. And he's aiming at a very weak, soft turret like butter, and he's just going to keep shooting you over and over every time you pull out. And you're going to have to aim in and take your time to make sure that your shells penetrate, even if you have the chance to shoot at his hull, if he's not a smart player at that. So, when you're running this vehicle against mediums, even like the STB, it's got the same damage per minute as you, and it might not have as good of a gun, but it's still able to penetrate you, you know, as if it has the same type of gun. Like the FV4202, it might have a weak turret, but it has HESH. Every single vehicle that goes against this tank as a medium has an advantage over it. So what I've learned over the last 50 battles in it is that you need to run it as a tank destroyer, as a very, you know, passive-aggressive tank destroyer. So you can see here I saw that Foch was trying to come around this tortoise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find him. I notice the Foch is right there pushing up behind the tortoise. So now what I'm going to do is flank the Foch, therefore helping out the tortoise. I'm going to be able to distract the Foch hopefully. You can see here now the Foch is going to try and rush that tortoise, which is going to get him shot. I'm going to shoot an HE right into his rear for 44. I know that even if this E100 shoots me, he won't kill me, as you can see. He even gets a little bit of a high roll. But now I'm able to pick him apart because I've got this amazing damage per minute and amazing gun, and it also has very good penetration for the average tier 10 medium. But 1, 2, 3 right into that E100, and we've picked up 4,225 damage. We've managed to block a little bit, but don't get your hopes up on blocking. This vehicle literally has 0 armor. It will never block, but 4,000, almost 600 damage was really good, and I didn't expect to learn how to play this vehicle so well, but once I figured it out, it was like unlocking a key to a hidden vault. It's very fun to run once you figure out the vehicle. You know, you can see we did best on the team. We fired 15 shots, all 15 hit, only one of them didn't penetrate, which is a really good statistics, which means this gun is sitting over 90% accuracy ratio for me right now, which is really just good. And overall, I really, really like the tank. But of course, I'll get a little bit more in depth into the vehicle in the second battle. Now, if you're stuck watching my videos still this long, I know that you at least like my content, so you're going to see a little thing pop up on the top right corner of your screen, which is going to ask you, what video you'd like to see next. I'm going to have a couple options. I think the Tier 9 Bat Chat will be up there, and I'm going to think of some other tanks that you guys can at least decide on what I'll make the next video on. So make sure to fill that poll out, and one of the future videos will be whatever you guys pick there. And I'll try to do that a little bit more, unless it's on worst teams, because obviously I'll have the poll set up for which team was the worst. Also, best replays, I'll try and get one of those out this week, because you guys have sent me so many awesome replays. I'm going to have to start checking them out starting today. So other than that, back to the Leopard. You can see here we're on Alpenstout. And I have pushed it to this famous rock I always tell you guys to push to on any pretty much tank, unless you're of course in a 183. Don't go here, you'll get spotted and probably shot immediately. But you can see it does for the long run work pretty well. Now that shot there was my fault because I decided to back up as I fired, so I just jumped the gun a little bit too early there. But I'm going to wait 9 seconds for my camouflage ring to reset. I've counted to 9, I'm going to pull back out again and slam that shell right into that KPZ, killing his driver, which is always what you want to do. Now, I'm trying to make it a little bit tougher for the enemy here, because I see they're all pushing that way, and what I've learned, and I told you guys just before, is that you really can't one-on-one brawl anyone in this vehicle. You're just never, ever going to win the fight. You cannot one-on-one anyone, unless it's like the Tier 9 Leopard PTA. So what I'm doing is I've pushed on my own over to somewhere else where I can, support my team, distract the enemy, and this tank is excellent at just causing mayhem in the best scenarios. You can see here, just load a heat shell, bam, get that WZ before he's able to shoot me, and I'm going to try and get him one more time. No, he just backs down. But you can see I've already distracted one of the tank destroyers. Now we've got this T-54, and I can out-trade him on the side. So I know I'm going to try and take one more shell off him. I've got that amazing accuracy. Boom, slam the shell right in him, back around the corner. We've already picked up 2,500 damage. Is this T-54 going to be sitting out in the open? Yes, he is. Boom. That amazing German accuracy. You can see just how great this gun is. Because of that, we've already picked up 2,800 damage right in the side of that E50M turret. And that's one of the main reasons why I really love this tank, and why you guys will probably love it just as much, is because the accuracy is so just great on this tank. You're able to slam shell after shell. You can see now we're at 3,500 damage. Got this WZ over here, load a heat shell, boom, right into the front of him, 332. I don't really want to get hit by him, but thankfully he backs up as my teammate is aiming at him. Again, slam a shell right into the side of that Leopard, and you can see I'm not running it aggressive. If I was in a 62A, I would be in there, just flanking them all, shooting 1, 2, 3 after them. But I know in this tank I can't afford to do so, because if any one of those tanks just hits me twice, I'm probably dead. Even if you think about it, if that Jagdtiger hits me twice, I'll be sitting at less than 400 hit points if he shot me with high explosive. I'm trying to get this IS-7 here, but I don't know. My gun depression on the side is not spectacular. But again, here's the WZ. Going to use that accuracy. Boom. He ricochets right off the front. I don't know how that happens, but I was thanking the Wargaming Jesus right there. Gonna try and flank him for the kill here. That Batchat shot HE. We get the kill. And are we going to be able to get this M103? Come on. Get around the corner. Ah, we just don't get the shell in. But 4,918 damage. Did we pick up any more? I'm not too sure, but that's a really nice result. You can see we picked up the mastery, and that's just because I think we were able to spot for the team, do some cover fire, and really just support everybody around the entire map. And that's what you want to do in this tank. Don't push with your mediums. Even if you are the only medium, don't push it medium. You're going to die up against probably any other medium. And take that from me, because I know I'm a very skilled player, and I still lose to most mediums in this vehicle because I think I'm a great player. And I'll push it up on the medium, and I'll be like, oh, I can shoot this guy, and he won't get me back. And he will, because the turret's so weak, they don't even need to bother to aim. They just go right through the front of it. So if you have this tank and you're struggling in it, don't run it like a medium. Run it like a tank destroyer. Now, that doesn't mean camp at the back of the map. You saw me. I pushed it like a medium at the beginning, saw where they were going, flanked around, then did some cover fire on the sides. I didn't camp, though. You don't want to camp always in these tanks, because what's going to end up happening is your team's going to downvote you. You're going to feel worse about yourself. You're also going to just lose more battles. You still want to be able to spot for your team. You just want to play, adequately to the position that your enemy are fighting you at. But other than that, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video and enjoy that I'm finally back after the long break. But hopefully you did enjoy it. As always, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit me up with any suggestions. Make sure to join the Discord. Thanks for watching.